Hey, targeted individuals and everybody else watch my videos. I wanted to make a short video. I've been doing some ranting lately. I've been getting hit pretty hard. I mean, very hard. It's almost like a military action now. I mean, it's very obvious. I mean, to me, and it's not like something that could be, oh, it could be a mental illness, or it could be this. It's very like, I go into my house. It's different from when I'm out. When I go into my house, there are ground weapons aimed at me, Department of Defense style kind of directed energy weapons. When I go out of the house, there's remote satellite terrorism done to me with V2K, which is microwave hearing. So it's not questionable at all. It's very heavy now. I'm okay. I've got defenses up. But even with those defenses, it still hurts me, especially when I'm sleeping and prone for a long time. I just want to make a short video, and I want to make it a faith-based video. Like, I wanted to put that up front. I don't want to rant, because I was saying it tonight to my stalkers, and like, I can't. That's my flaw. My big flaw is that it would be a lot less. Like, I mean, I make videos, so it makes that makes it worse. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But I don't know if it's specifically from that, or because I got a job. The job made it worse. Like, because I'm driving around into certain places, and then more people want to get involved. But the people at my job are great. People right around me are great. But I don't want to get off the subject. The job's going good. I'm handling it. I'm handling my business like I do what I'm supposed to do. The remote stuff isn't that bad because I've got personal protectors, scalar waves, solfeggio waves that come from the Q-wave defenders and stuff like that. So it's not bad. When I'm at home, though, it is kind of a war zone. It's like I come in here and they've got people with microwave ground weapons or directed energy weapons, what the Department of Defense talks about. What I wanted to talk about, though, and I was saying something to my stalkers, which I don't know. That's a weakness, because if I don't talk, they're still like, oh, look, he's insane. They look at the damage they're doing with the torture, and then they judge me for physicality. So I can talk or not talk, but they're still going to torture me. The primary gang stalkers. I think if I didn't talk, it would make like the vehicular stalking. Police would be less interested in it. Because I think he does surveil me and then edit that footage and get more people involved. That's not my point tonight. My point tonight is, I was thinking about it earlier, and I have Crohn's disease. I have an autoimmune disorder, and it's based in my colon. It's like my immune system works too hard, so it actually tears holes. And like when I was little, when I was 12, it tore holes in my trachea, I guess. What's the inside the throat? I guess you're just throat, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, colon. Because my immune system was running too fast. Like, my immune system was working too hard. And now it's just based in my colon. I got a foot of colon taken out. I had surgery in 2008. And, got a foot of my colon taken out. It was hard. I had to wear, what are they called? The little bags. Because they disconnected my colon from my small intestine. I've never talked about this with you guys before, which is weird. I should have, because that's kind of probably one of the reasons I've been targeted. It is a little bit, it's like eugenics based, a lot of it's eugenics based, the gang stalking. But I was thinking about it when I was 12. I got Crohn's disease, and it hurt, and like I couldn't take down anything, and everything was coming out, and I was sick. I was really sick, and I went to the hospital, and I was in there for a couple of weeks, I think. And my dad, my mom, they've always taken care of me. Like, even when I was in 2008, and I had the surgery to get a foot of colon out, my dad, he stayed there every night in the hospital. I'm sorry. he stayed in there every night in the hospital, with me. And my mom, like, when I had my surgery, like, she held me, because it was the worst pain I'd ever felt. They cut me open and took a foot of colon out, and I couldn't. It was the worst pain ever. And she held me, and she was just like, don't think about it. She sang to me, like, and I was 2008. I must have been like 20 something, 26 or 27. I don't know. My parents are such good people. My dad stayed there every night. He wouldn't leave. Like, he's just there forever. It's just whatever I needed. He's just there. But when I was 12, I'm sorry about that. Like, it brings me back to my mom held me. It brings me back to this, because I think about her, and she just told me, she's like, it's gonna pass, just breathe. And she's holding me as hard as she could, and she's like, it's gonna pass. Like, she had been through cancer. She was just holding on to me, and she was like singing to me. And my parents are so great. They're great people. This makes me so sad because of this stuff. Okay, alright, let me continue. When I was 12, though, I went to the hospital, because it was the first time I experienced the Crohn's pain. Like, we had been to doctors, and they thought it was something else, but I went in there, and I guess this is supposed to be a positive video. I'm sorry about the depressing stuff, but, I went to the hospital when I was 12, and I think they put me on a feeding tube, because I couldn't have any solid foods, and, it was, my dad, I was bored, and I didn't like watching TV, because I was so into video games, and, he went and bought me this big stack of comic books, and I was just remembering that tonight. Like, it's a big memory for me. It's a big, strong memory for me. And he brought me a stack of comic books. It had X-Men. It had Spider-Man. It had... What else did it have? It had X-Men. X-Men was the main thing. That's, like, my main love. It didn't have Iron Man. It was, like, Spider-Man, X-Men. It was Marvel Comics. Like, all Marvel Comics. And, yeah, it was just X-Men and Spider-Man that I can remember. I'm sure there was some other stuff too, but that's what I remember when I was 12. And I was just thinking tonight that, God, it was God reaching out to me. Like, because the X-Men, they were strange. Like, stuff that had happened to them that was strange. They were different, and it was like my dad brought me those, and he just picked them at random. He's just like, get me something to read. And, I think about it now, and like he's always reaching out to you. Like, I can't tell y'all how important spirituality is in this. Like, I can't tell you, like, the defenses, the physical defenses, putting information out in your spirituality. I'd say that's the Holy Trinity of being a targeted individual. Your spirituality, it comes first. That comes first. Your heart. You guard your heart. Guard your heart and your mind. You stay alive in here and in here. You stay alive in here. You get whatever you believe in spiritually. Like, I believe in God, Jesus Christ. They bring me through this. And then physical defense. You physically fortify yourself. You do whatever you have to defend your body. And then you put information out. And that's my Holy Trinity right now. I don't know, like, talking to policemen, trying to get an attorney, talking to the FBI. Like, that stuff you can do. But the Holy Trinity of what I know works. Because those things, like talking to people who I thought would help me, sometimes ended up, they threw my ass, in a psychiatric ward. So, like, be careful on that. I think that works too. Talk to authority figures, people that you know, but some are involved. So, that's tough. That's a tough one. But the Holy Trinity, your spirituality, gird your heart and your mind. then physically defend yourself, and then put out information, because that's going forward. That's going forward. Talking to police is good. Filing reports with the FBI. Make sure you say up front, like, whatever my beliefs are, I will never hurt anybody, and I do not have violence. Make sure that they know that you will never do violence, no matter what. If they don't believe you, if they believe you, whatever, and put information out. But that was God reaching out to me then, when I was 12, and I couldn't handle it, and it was weird, and I had to have the feeding tube. And he puts his hand out now. I mean, it's so heavy. Like, I mean, there are people that are gang stalking. They've heard lies about me. Then there's people who know that I haven't done anything, and they're still gang stalking me and, trying to torture me and kill me. Like a military op. It's when I get in this house, there are ground weapons being pointed at me. The aluminum on my walls, and especially this thing, help me tons. I mean, I like, if I go to sleep, I'll feel pain. I'll wake up and I'll feel stiff. But at this point, I've guarded myself. Like, I have the plates from Q-Wave, and they put out, those things work. Q-Wave, if you look at it, go to Defender if you're being attacked. Don't go to Harmonizer or lovey-dovey equipment. Go to the Q-Wave Defender stuff, because if these guys are hitting you with EMF, with EHF, with ELF, like with electromagnetic energy, the equipment, what it does is it puts out fields, scalar waves, Solfeggio waves, just waves that'll put a field around you, so it blunts this microwave energy. This microwave energy that's on this electromagnetic spectrum. So it works. It does work. Like, I've tested and approved. Because I've had personal defenders on sometimes, and you've got to charge them. And one time I had one that went out on my chest, and I didn't know it went out, and I started feeling pain, burning pain in my throat, in my chest. So it's like when they go out, it gets through. It's not as strong of a field. I bought 3, now I bought 4. I bought 4, and, he has military grade stuff. Like, he has military grade DEW weapons, directed energy weapons, and that's true. Whatever anybody thinks about me, I don't care, because it's true. I just want to tell y'all that. I wanted to tell y'all that story when I was 12, and with the Crohn's disease, like, because I know there's remote neural monitoring going on, and I told y'all I'm going to make a video about it. I'll make it as soon as possible. But I got to prepare for that. And I got to keep on target on that one, because I'm not going to sit here and talk like this on remote neural monitoring, because that is something that you want to tell people last. And it's happening. It does happen. My toe, and I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about, because whenever they're doing whatever they're doing with the remote neural monitoring, you'll get a prick in your toe or a tingle in your toe or something from your vagus nerve, and I think that's what it is. I've heard a lady talking about it, and I've researched it. My 2 toes on my right foot basically like got so sore that it like hurts. Like, I have to pick up my foot. So I know that remote neural monitoring does exist. I know kind of how it works. But I've got to really prepare for that, because that sounds like science fiction that's out of this world. Like, I just wanted to tell y'all that. Like, I want to make another video about the Holy Trinity that I think, and I mean, talking to authority figures is definitely a must. We've got to tell good people about this. But a main thing about progressing and going forward isn't going to be going to your local FBI office and doing a report. I think everybody should do that, because everybody should file reports. Let's fill up their paperwork with it. Go to investigative reporters for local news. Do whatever. Use tactics. Use your creativity. Don't just listen to me, but information. Even if you can just make a YouTube video, or you can write a blog, or you can write a book, and put it out in pieces on the internet. I find that the YouTube videos are comfortable for me. I want y'all to see this. Like, I mean, I cried tonight. Like, I just remember that time. Like, and I think about that. Like, I'm like a super nerd, and y'all know that. I'd always, I'll cry. Like, when I watch movies, I watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And I've told y'all about this part where at the end, like, he's being ripped apart by this energy. Like, he's being ripped apart by it. Like, he's not even human. He's like, I'm sorry. I've been through a lot this week. Like, but he's like not even human. Like, his eyes are purple and his skin's being ripped. And he sees this vision of his mom. And she's just like, reach out to me. You know, reach out to me. Like, that's what I feel like. God, when I had my surgery, I was just cut open from I mean, I don't want to show you. I mean, I guess I'll show y'all. I don't know. I don't want to show that. It's like a big scar on my stomach. I'm not going to show. I may show y'all in later videos, but and I didn't even know it at the time. Like, I watched the movie and I couldn't even help from crying because it was like, it made me so strong. Like, it made me so strong. Like, I thought about that. I was like able to get through some of this. Like, it felt like half of my face was burning off. I didn't even feel human. God, I cried at that part. I didn't know what it connected to. I always find out later, like, if I get emotional about something, I find out later, like, that, like, actually something in my life happened like that. She just helped me. Like, my mom just helped me. She said, this is gonna be over soon. It's the worst pain I've ever felt. She was like there. My dad was there. They were there every night. It's like, I'm involved in this. My dad had an aneurysm, and I think it's connected to this. I fucked up their lives. Like, not even doing anything. Fucked up their lives. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. God. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Because it's true. And we gotta hang on to the truth right now. We gotta hang on to it. There's too many lies. There's too much stuff. It's just so fucked up. And we gotta hang on to the truth. Spirit, defend your body. Get information out. I don't know about talking to authority figures. Like, do that carefully. Carefully. If you have some people you trust, do that carefully. And I'll talk about the Trinity later. It gave me so much strength. And God reaches out to us. And the things that we love. In music. You know, if you love movies, if you love art, hang on to it. Don't let it go. I'm so worried about writing my book. Like, I want to write that book. I'm on the third act. Because I'm a fantasy novel writer. Like, I mean, I do a lot of other stuff, but that's, like, I really wanted to do that and make money and help my family. And also, it's something I'd love to do. And I'm scared to do it because of this. Because of all the surveillance and crap. And I'm scared that they're going to steal it. Like, they're going to steal it and just rape it. Like, they've raped my life. Like, just microwave it and just rape it. I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm so emotional tonight. And, like, it's not because this is so terrible, but it's, like, it's so terrible that it brings me to things in my life. Like, if you just think back to all the wonderful things in your life where you see people that you love do amazing things, and it'll bring you there. It'll bring you there. And it reminds me how awesome my mom is. Like, just how strong they are. I really... we gotta fight for them. We gotta fight for our families. We gotta fight for each other. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care what happens to me. I don't care about looking crazy or whatever. This is true. This is happening. And that's it. And that's it. And God's holding me. He's holding me. And every time that I lose it, because I lose it with this, they hit me in the side. I'm dry. Like, I'm doing a good job at work, and it's not affecting my work performance, because in the house is bad. When I go out, the remote stuff is not bad, because I don't have 3 or 4 houses. I have 1 house. But it's not affecting my work performance. I get that done. But it's annoying. It's annoying, and I would suggest you put on headphones, like if you're at work and you can, or if you're anywhere, if you're at your house and you can, because that's part of the remote door monitoring. They're gonna basically hear it's gonna be what's around your head because of the microwave. So put on the earphones. You'll be able to hear them less, and they won't be able. I mean, they're gonna have that streaming into whatever they're doing. So I'd recommend the headphones. And remember, spirituality, defend yourself physically, and get information out. I don't know what authority figures, I've gotten in trouble for that. I've gotten thrown, in a psychiatric unit from somebody I really trusted. He was like, I understand, yeah, I've heard about this, and he seemed like a guy who was going to help me medically to help me with the pain. And it's like, I feel like I can't even get medical help for this. But just trust your heart, trust your situation. I'm not going to drag on because I know my face is disgusting and crying. Just, that movie's so awesome, and I didn't know why I loved it so much. It's like, have y'all ever seen Guardians? It's awesome, and it's that one part that reminds me of this. Like, it's the thing that I think about the most when I'm being ripped apart. Like, he has this thing, and it's just so much power that it's ripping his body apart. He doesn't look human. He looks at the camera, and his eyes are purple. His face is being ripped apart. He sees an image of his mom. I'm saying, she says, she's like, just reach out, just grab my hand. And no, I didn't know why. I couldn't stop crying from that when I saw it. My mom did the exact same thing. When I was going through my surgery, she's done it now. I see her getting cynical because it's too much for this and what's happened to my dad. She's such a good person. She does it in her actions. Like, she's like, all of her jobs are like, I don't want to tell you her exact jobs. They're all helping people who need help. That's her job. She's like, the other night she was like, the best thing to do is to make money while you help people. And I said, that's my mom. That's my fucking mom. That's it. Don't understand why the world is not like that. I'm sorry. It makes me so that's the most emotional thing I felt like in a couple months from that movie. I don't know. Oh, because I feel kind of like a jackass like that guy, Like, I'm not perfect, but like, the guy laughs at the end, the killer terrorist guy. He's gonna destroy worlds, and he's like, "These are your guardians of the galaxy," And he starts dancing like a fool. I just love that movie. I love it so much. I love it. Find things you love. It'll keep you strong in your heart. I'm sorry about the crying. I've had a rough week. It's been good. I've been working. Because I've watched that movie like probably 7 to 10 times now. Like literally. And I never knew why. Like, I was so attached to it. But he says stuff like in it, like, they're like, why do you care about this universe? Why do you want to save the universe? Because the guy's going to destroy the universe, like the bad guy. And he's like, because I'm one of the idiots who lives in it. He's funny. It's funny. It's really funny. All right, guys. I'm gonna end it now. I'm definitely putting this video out. This is. I mean, I know. Say what you will. Like everybody, say what you will. Blow me apart. Say I shouldn't have done this. I should have had more control. I'm doing this as a journal, my friends. What's happening to me is happening to me. I understand the science and technology behind it to a certain degree. Not all of it. Not all the psychotronic stuff. But this is me. This is me, and this is what God has called me to do. And I feel like even back then, He was holding my hand. And maybe He knew. I mean, God's timeless, right? He cuts through time. He cuts through our lives like there is no time. So maybe He was preparing me when I was 12. And He was like, you're going to go through this autoimmune disease and this Crohn's disease. So then when you get here, it's not going to give you cancer. Or so when you get here, you'll be stronger to take the pain. I don't care if I get cancer and die. This is more important and big than that. Oh, God. My parents are such great people. I always just thought everybody was like me. Like I was like, people want to help people, blah blah blah, and I guess I maybe took them for granted, because there are people, there are gang stalkers out there without any evidence, without anything. They'll hurt somebody and they'll enjoy it, and I don't know how to understand that. I don't understand. And I'm not trying to blame them if they've heard something like really bad about somebody and they think they're doing something good for their country, and they're being tricked. I understand. I definitely don't understand the organizer here who's doing it. Like he's like, fuck this guy. We've got to do this. I'm sorry. Like he tells his wife, I'm sorry. We've got to do this. We got to put this guy away. Maybe it's because I've got so many of y'all supporting me. Good. 26,000 views, going on 100,000, going on more than that. The more information we get out there, the more hundreds of thousands of people we get known about this. There's, I swear to y'all, look it up. I'm not going to explain it right now. I'm going to end the video because I got to go use the bathroom, and I feel like a crying jerk right now, but the millionth monkey syndrome. Just look it up. We've got to work towards that because we're smarter than monkeys. So I'm going to go ahead and end it with a prayer, definitely. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Jesus, help us today. Help us with our pain. Help us with our defenses. Help us with our hearts and our minds. Help us to remember memories of the people who love us, even if we're struggling with connecting or belief or things like that. Help us to have good memories that make us strong and to be able to get through this and to know that life is worth fighting for. Our lives are worth fighting for. Every targeted individual's life is worth fighting for. We don't know what they're going to do in the future. We don't know what anybody's going to do in the future. Life needs to be saved at any cost. Help us to realize that. Help the stalkers to turn their hearts towards your word and towards your heart, which would save life. And say that we're all worth, because nobody asked to be born. But we're all here now, and we can do incredible, wonderful things. Just give us strength, give our families strength, protect our families if we're victims of this, so that they are not hurt, so that people don't turn on them or look for targets. Help us to get information out, help us to listen to each other and learn about this, and find people that can help us, and go to the right people and the authorities who look to do the right thing and to make society better and help people. Please let the truth get out there, no matter how many lies have been told. Let people see the truth. Let people see the truth in our hearts, in our spirit, and help us to get through any kind of paranoia, because that is a part of this, not trusting people because you've been hurt so bad. Just help us in every way, and help everybody involved, and just help everybody in our country and in this world, involved in gang stalking or not, targeted or not. Just help us. Please send your spirit, down to comfort us and to guide us with your hand, through things that we love, through people that we love. In Jesus' name, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Alright, guys, on the next one, I will see you guys. Didn't know that I was going to cry like that. It's just that's the most potent thing I've remembered in the last couple years, I think. I love my mom. Y'all can tell I love my mom. Whenever I start talking about her, I start crying. I love moms in general. They're great. They're great. They love their kids. That's what they focus on. Yeah, there should be, I don't know. The world should be ruled by mothers because they care. Alright, guys. I love y'all. Peace out and stay strong. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.